Hey everyone, this is Ashley with CT Media Digitals. I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to use the color explosion backdrops in Photoshop. So you can use these as like a backdrop overlay, or you can use them as a full backdrop. Some of them have a floor, some of them don't. I'll attach a video of a different way I use them when it's still showing some at the bottom of the backdrop, but I want to show how easy it is to use it with like a flowing dress that takes up the whole bottom of the image. So you can just literally just use it as the backdrop and not the floor as well. This is my edit that I already did. I'm going to, this is the image I'm going to use. I have this one open because I want to show you how to do like this little like dust particles that I did down at the bottom, just to add like a little bit of extra touch to the image. So I have I already edited her because this isn't a full editing tutorial for maternity, it's just for the backdrops. So I'm going to select my subject, paste into the backdrop. Size, I'm going to click this up here so I don't lose her proportions, and drag her down to the bottom. And see, if you use an image that has a really flowing dress, and you may need to extend it a little bit, it covers the whole bottom of the backdrop, so you don't have to do a ton of shadowing. You have to do it to match the light. The backdrop doesn't match too well, so I'm going to show you how to blend that a little bit better too. But if you needed to extend your dress out a little bit more, you could just go up to, make sure that your dress is selected. Go up to Filter and Liquify and use your, make sure this is selected up here, and just drag, like if you needed to extend your dress out some. I'm going to keep it the way it was. So the light is coming from, I already edited her to make it seem like more of the light was coming from the top, but I also want it to seem like there's some light coming from the side of the backdrop. So I'm just going to do a gradient on the backdrop. I'm going to select my background layer. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to go over to my gradient tool, and I just have the black to white gradient selected. And I'm just going to click down here where I want my shadows to be, and then up to where I want my highlights to be. I want it. So see, I'm just going to add more shadow to the backdrop over here, and it's going to add more light. And then I'm going to change the blending mode to soft light. And then if you toggle it, you can see now that it makes it look like there's more light coming from here. So it makes a difference, and it makes better sense for my subject. And then I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to blur my backdrop a little bit so she stands out more. I don't want my backdrop to be so sharp. 1.5 to 2 is typically what I do. I'm going to do 2 for this one. You can do it even more if you want, to make it seem like she's really far away, or your subject is really far away. You could do it even more. That's really pretty too. And then just go in around your subject, which I already did it pretty well on her. There was some area I forgot to erase right here. If there's areas you need to erase, you just create a layer mask, 100% opacity black brush, and brush it off. If you need to brush anything back on, use your white brush. Make sure it's a soft brush too. And then there's some edges here that I didn't get before that I want to erase. And then I would just go around the edge, make sure your picture selection selected. Go around the edge of my subject on the very edge of her, and just add blur so she blends blends in better. And I don't need to do anything to the floor because that's how it is already. She's covering it. That's it. Super simple. Like I said, I will include, oh, I got to show you how to do the dust. I'll show you that real quick. So I have a different image open for that because I want like these like particles right here. So I'm going to use this on screen mode. So I'm going to turn this into a black and white layer first. And then I am going to I'm going to create a curve layer and bring this all the way down. So the parts of what I'm not wanting to use are black. I'm going to go ahead and flatten my image. I'm going to take my lasso tool. I'm going to go ahead and select particles that I want to use. Edit, copy, edit, paste into my image on the top layer. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to uncheck this up here so I can kind of do whatever I want with this. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the blending mode to screen. And then as you can see, everything but the particles disappear. And I want them to kind of be purple. So I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to clip it to the particles, which you can just do by right-clicking and create clipping mask as well. I press Alt and click between the layers. I'm going to change the blending mode to color. I'm going to use a brush at 100% opacity. I'm going to select a purple because that's the color I want them to be. And I'm just going to brush over them. And I'm going to lower the opacity some. Because I want it to be subtle. I don't want it to look crazy. And there. And you can go back and if you try to move this around, if you try to move this around, sometimes you need to select your top layer with it. It didn't matter as much because I painted it pretty good. And that's it. I kind of like it. I don't know if I like the blurred background better than that background. I'm not sure. But that's how to do it. If you have any questions, you can message me on Etsy. If you are a student maternity photographer, please join my group on Facebook. The link is in the description.